Hi everyone, I'm Lauren, and I'm back again with another video. This time, I haven't done one of these before, but I thought today I would do a sort of reaction thoughts or whatever to the very recent Nintendo Direct. If this video comes out when I want it, then hopefully that Direct was yesterday. If you're in the future, it is the September 13th? Is that when it came out? Yeah, 2022. I'm not going to go over everything. Not everything is highly interesting to me, and so I don't really have thoughts for it. Alright, so enough waffling, let's just get into it. So the first thing announced in the Direct was Fire Emblem Engage, supposedly coming out January 20th, 2023. And yeah, it's a new Fire Emblem game. I don't have a huge amount of experience with Fire Emblem myself. I've beaten Fire Emblem Awakening, and I tried one of the GBA ones, and I got stomped on very early, so I don't have much experience with the series at all, but I am interested in the newer ones at the very least, and maybe trying to get better at strategy RPGs in general. I don't really have too much specific thoughts on this because, like I said, I'm not really experienced with the series, so I can't go nitty-gritty. But, I mean, it looks good. I think the mechanic that they have for this with the ring summoning, I assume they're all old, stable characters type thing. I know the main character summoned Marth, but I didn't recognize any other characters that got summoned, so I think that's kind of neat. The only real negative thing that I have to say about the trailer or whatever, it's pretty nitpicky and it's super minor, but man, I don't really like the main character's look with the half blue, half red. It just looks really dorky. I mean, if there's some payoff story reason or whatever, I'll probably be fine, but I don't like it. Anyway, moving on. Next thing I have here is It Takes Two, coming out November 4th. So this one is already out on PS4. Is it on Xbox? I don't know. It's definitely on PS4. I haven't beaten it yet, but it is one that I played. I don't know if I played a good amount or not. I played some amount with my husband, and we both really like it. We really need to get back to it and finish it, though. It's just a really nice co-op type game. I wouldn't go looking too much into details on it. It's better, I think, if you go in blind. But regardless, it's a really nice co-op game. It's really cool to see it coming out to other platforms, so it just makes it easier for other people to play. I think Switch would be nice too, because portable and all that. Next up is Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, which supposedly is going to come out early 2023. This is another series I don't really have much experience with, but I am really interested in it. I've tried a little bit of the first Fatal Frame game on PS2, and I got way too spooked. So I stopped. And then the only other game I played in the series is a spin-off on the 3DS, which I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's not really anything like the main series. But I am interested. I think this is the Wii remake, or originally it was the Wii remake. I think maybe Europe got it, and I know Japan got it. I'm not sure if Europe got it or not, but definitely North America did not get it because reasons. So if that's the case, then, great. Yay. I play it in English easily. So if it's the one on the Wii, originally on the Wii, that I'm thinking of, that I think is a remake of the first game. So what's coming out is a Switch game that's a port of the Wii game that is a remaster of a PS2 game. That's so roundabout and whatever. But I'm curious to see when it comes out. I probably won't get it at launch or whatever, but I will probably check it out at some point. Next thing I'm going to talk about very briefly is some extra content and stuff for two games that I have not played, so I have really little opinions of, but I just thought I'd mention, just so if you're like, wait, why didn't you talk about this? Well, here you go. I am briefly mentioning it because I haven't played them, but there's some new Xena Chronicles 3 DLC that's coming out. I didn't write down when, but whatever. And it looks like it's a new character, new challenges or whatever. I don't like the new character's English voice actor though. It's a screechy. I don't like it at all. That's all I have opinion-wise on that though. And the other thing is, there's a Splatoon 3 Splatfest thing. I don't really know what it is. I have not played Splatoon, like any of the Splatoon games. Maybe I will at some point. But I'm not really that interested in, multiplayer games, but let me know if it's fine as a solo game. I think they have campaigns, at least the 2 games on the Switch. I mean, even if it's not best on single player, if it's at least a decent experience, then I might be more inclined to check them out. Anyway, next up is Fitness Boxing Fist of the North Star, coming out March 2023. Now this one's a wild one, but it, like, makes sense, I guess? So, Fitness Boxing is a series of, series? I guess, is it a series now? There's 2 other fitness boxing games on the Switch, if you did not know about them. They seem to be pretty cool fitness games, like I don't know, Pep Taco Fitness. I actually really want to get copies of them because I played a demo for the first one, I think it was, and I really enjoyed it, so I really need to pick them up. It's just more ways that are fun and fitness. I'm all for that. But anyway, Fist of the North Star with boxing. I mean, it works. I think it's really cool. This kind of really silly concept is totally my jam. So, it depends on how much it costs, if it has a physical and all that type of stuff for me, but I'm probably going to be tempted to get it soon, either at launch or after. And next up on here, Tunic is coming to Switch. Looks like September 27th. I have not played Tunic, but I've heard really, really good things about it. Like, a lot of people have been going Game of the Year 2022, and it definitely looks like something I'd enjoy. It's kind of Zelda-y like, ish. I mean, just a simple way for me to describe it without looking in depth to the mechanics or whatever. It does look kind of Zelda-y. I don't know whether I'll play this or on Xbox. I don't know if it's on Sony systems as well, but I definitely do really want to play this. I think it's on Game Pass, maybe? I don't know. Either way, I really need to check this out because this looks like my jam. The Front Mission 1 and 2 and 3 remix. The first one's coming out November? Yeah. And second's 2023 and the third one sometime. So I'm pretty sure the remakes for 1 and 2 were already announced a while ago. I don't know. Third one is a new announcement, I believe, though. I have not touched the Front Mission series. Again, I'm not really that experienced in strategy RPGs, so yeah. And I don't know about 3, but I know for sure 1 and 2 were on the Super Famicom. I actually don't know if Front Mission 1 came to the States or not, but 2 didn't. Kinda like the vibe of them. I don't know, mechs are kinda cool. So I do really want to try them out, but I don't know how complicated they'll be. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. There's a lot of numbers and stuff going on, from what I could tell from the trailer, so we'll see. I probably will check them out at some point, but whether or not they're beginner-friendly or not will kind of determine, and the price will kind of determine if I pick it up sooner or later. And also if there's a physical edition announced. I'm pretty sure there isn't one announced yet anywhere, but I like my physical editions. So that's always a motivator to pick up stuff sooner. Okay, next up is Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life, coming out summer 2023. And this is one I'm really excited about. I was not at all expecting it, but I guess I shouldn't be hyper surprised? Well, maybe? I don't know. So, Story of Seasons, I don't know if I have to keep explaining this or not. Maybe it is basically this rebranded Harvest Moon because of licensing, trademark, one of those things, issues, but yep. So this is a full remake of Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life, or Harvest Moon, Another Wonderful Life, on the GameCube, and I believe One of them came out on PS2 as well. And man, Harvest Moon, Another Wonderful Life, which is the girl version, because yes, they had to split up the genders for some reason. Money, maybe? I don't know. But anyways, that was my first Harvest Moon game, and I really loved it as a kid, and it kind of was my jumping off point into other farming simulator / day life sim, like chill stuff, I guess. And so I am really, really, really fond of that particular game. Now, I've tried it more recently, and it's really cruel without cheats. Something I discovered is that I really liked it as a kid because of the cheats, which specifically the one that gives you basically all the items in the game. The reason why the cheats made it more fun is that the game, the original at the very least, is super stingy with money. Oh my god. I don't expect to be a millionaire after planting some turnips and then harvesting them and selling them, but you don't really start out with too much money, and so you buy your seeds to grow or whatever, but you make hardly more than what you paid for. And you really need fertilizer to grow your crops, and you really need to buy a seed maker to really actually start making much of a profit. So it's this vicious balance between buying enough seeds and fertilizer and saving up for the seed maker. So it's unless there's some way I'm missing, here's the actual way you're supposed to do this, but playing it as an adult, found it stingy. Anyway, that is a big rant. I just really like this game. And so I'm really excited for this remake. I hope they rebalance that. It sounds like they're doing quite a few changes. For example, I found out after the direct that you can choose to be either the guy, the gal, or be non-binary, which I'm not sure how they're doing that, but I'm curious to see. And you can also go after? You can woo any of the marriage candidates, regardless of gender. And I'm like, yes, because that really bothered me in a lot of Harvest Moon games. I don't know, it's just annoying. I've never liked having to choose between being a gal or having the ability to date the women characters, because I tend to like the women better than the men in these Harvest Moon games. But anyway, I'm really, really excited for it. I really hope it's good. And then next up is Octopath Traveler 2, coming out February 24th, 2023. I know a lot of people are going to be really excited for this one. I'm not really that excited for it right now because I haven't played the first one, and I'm really hesitant about playing the first one. I do like RPGs, I do like turn-based RPGs in particular, and I've heard this is a really good one. However, I'm a little bit hesitant because I've played the demo for the first game, and I don't know if I picked the wrong character to start with, or if I did something wrong, but I got curb stomped really hard, so it was just a demo. I didn't get the impression that it's supposed to be punishingly difficult, so it was just kind of off-putting a bit to me. Plus I've also heard that it's very grindy, which is not really something I enjoy, so I keep waffling about whether I should try it or not. If I get around to trying that, and I do like it, I'll probably be much more excited for the second game to come out. Next up is Faye Farm, coming out spring 2023. I don't know who is developing this. I guess it's a indie dev, maybe? I don't know. I didn't write it down. But looks like it's a chill farming RPG, which is yes, and there is going to be quite a few of those from this direct, and I'm big fan of that. However, this one I'm not really too sure about. I do like the aspect of decorating your home with your furniture and stuff like that. It seems to have a lot of customization that way, but I'm not sold on it quite yet. I need to see a bit more of it to decide if I'm interested in it or not. I'll probably wait until after it releases, to be honest. Next up, Theatrhythm Final Bar Line, coming out February 16th, 2023. I love rhythm games. I haven't played any Theatrhythm game. Is there only one on the 3DS? Well, there's Curtain Call on the base one. I don't know what the difference is. I have Curtain Call, though, and I don't think we got in English the Dragon Quest Final Fantasy one. Sad about that. But regardless, Final Fantasy music I've heard a lot of before, and it sounds really good. I have yet to really play any of the Final Fantasy games, though, so maybe this is more of an incentive to try and get to them. But in any case, like rhythm games, like a lot of the tracks from Final Fantasy, so this is like, ooh, very appealing to me. Plus it has a ton of plus it has a ton of tracks, even without the DLC, which is really good. I don't like it when it's like, here's like 3 songs and then you gotta pay for the rest of the DLC. Bit of an exaggeration, but you know. And it seems like the DLC is for non-Final Fantasy games, which is, I think it's really great. So it's not like they're skimping out, I guess. I'm particularly excited about the fact that you can play Nier songs, music. It's a DLC, but still, that's really awesome. Next up on here is Rune Factory 3 Special, coming out 2023. Another farming RPG. And I love the Rune Factory series, at least the ones that I've played so far, which isn't, admittedly, not that many, but whatever. And I haven't beaten any. Shush. But yes, I love the I really love the farming, the combat, and the crafting and stuff in the Rune Factory games. So I'm excited for this one. So this is a port, originally came out on the DS, and so yay! Bring it to the Switch. I actually own almost all of the Rune Factory games, like in the series, and I'm particularly hyped for this because I don't own Rune Factory 3. That's the only one I don't have. And that's really because the copy for it is a little right on the pricier side, as in often a lot of it on the pricier side. So I've been kind of about getting it. So, I mean, I still might want it for completionist sake or whatever. But at the very least, I can play it on the Switch, and it will both be more available and on my preferred platform. Well, I prefer Switch than the DS 3DS. It's also easier to record, so bonus. And then they briefly mentioned a new Rune Factory series coming out. I don't know what that will look like. Like a spin-off in the Rune Factory series? I don't know what that's gonna be. I'm really curious about it though. But I assume if they didn't show anything, so I assume it'll be a while out though. Oh yeah, another thing you'll see a lot of is Square Enix. Apparently Square Enix just was like, we're having billions of games. Yep, we're doing everything. This could have basically been the Square Enix Direct, really. But anyways, the next one was Various Day Life, which I believe is already out now. Don't know if it's gonna come out physically or not at all, but digital, yay. And it's a life semi-RPG type thing, I think. Helping out the town, probably, is kind of impression I got. I don't know, I was just like, ooh, life semi tasky do stuff, chill-ish looking. That's kind of something I like. I don't know what the price is for it. I'll probably have to wait on it because I have so many things I'm juggling right now. But I do want to check it out at least sometime, if not soon. I wish I was better at getting through the games I'm playing, managing my time, but I'm not, so whatever. Then Factorio coming to Switch on October 20th. I played the original on PC, and I have a weird relationship with it because I like it, but then it gets too complicated for me, and my brain melts. But it is a very engaging, interesting kind of, it's a lot of, you gotta build a thing to build another thing to build another thing, and automation stuff, whatever. I'm not good at describing these kind of things, but regardless, while I do think it's neat that it's coming to consoles, I am not really sure on how it will control on the Switch. I feel like it works on PC with mouse and keyboard really well, because there's a lot of placing things, trying to be somewhat accurate on where you place things. So I'm a little bit unsure on how that will work on Switch. I'm kind of curious to see how they handle that. I don't think I'll play it on Switch. Yeah, I'm just like, how is that gonna work? I'm just really curious. Next up is IB, coming out spring 2023. And this is another one that I was really surprised about. This is a 2012 RPG Maker game. I feel like it's one of the more well-known RPG Maker games, and I think generally one of the higher liked ones, at least as far as older ones go. And yeah, I'm not sure if it'll be something I'll like or not, but I am kind of curious about it, and I think it's pretty neat that it's coming to console. And next up is Atelier Ryza 3, coming out February 24th, 2023. And I love the Atelier series, love the crafting, alchemy, combat, chill characters, and friendships, and lighthearted fun vibes. So, I'm really excited. I'm surprised this is another Ryza, but maybe not too surprised considering how popular she is as a character. Although, the only problem is that I'm so behind on playing the Atelier games. I've just been kind of in a downer mood, and that doesn't make me want to play games that I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy. It's kind of dumb. But, like, I haven't played Ryza 1 or 2. If I can somehow get through those games before Ryza 3 comes out, then I might get it on, like, day one kind of thing. But otherwise, I'm probably going to wait a little bit, despite the fact that I really, really love the series. But it does look great. I do like what I've seen of the character Ryza, so I'm not really complaining that much. And then we got Golf coming to Switch Sports, coming out holiday 2022. I don't really have too much to say with this. I have not played the Switch Sports, Nintendo Switch Sports, whatever the heck it's called, but I remember being really, really bummed out when it was first announced and released and all that, and it didn't have golf, because that was kind of my favorite thing about Wii Sports. So, like, why don't you have golf? Golf is coming back. I'm curious on how it does in this game. Definitely not going to be something I'm running out to get or anything, but I really hope the golf is good, because I do like video game golf. Then, next up is Pikmin 4. Not really anything concrete. Apparently coming out 2023. I've only played Pikmin 2, I haven't beaten it though, and I did really like that, so, I'm interested in that, see how it goes. And then Harvestella showed some more footage. I don't know if it's new or not, but it's coming out November 4th, and again, RPG, farming kind of thing, and wow, I might get this day one. I'm really excited for it. It looks really good. Looks really my jam. Bayonetta 3, I don't know if this is new footage either, but coming out October 28th, and I actually don't know if it had a release date, like specific release date before this or not. I'm not really good at remembering this sort of thing, but hey, it does that now at least, and I'm really excited to see how this is. I haven't played the first two, though, and I really want to do that before playing 3, so it's not something I'm going to get to right away, but I really like the style of Bayonetta, and the character. So, I know a lot of people will be really happy that it's finally coming out, though. Then we have Master Detective Archives Raincode coming out spring 2023. So this one is apparently by the same devs as Danganronpa, which I really like the first two. I still haven't played V3 yet, which I really should. I really like the humor, the murdery, solvey type thing, and this kind of seems to have some similar vibes, although it's a very different setting and whatnot. It seems to have the same kind of mini-game, fast action deduction as Danganronpa, so I'm really excited for this one. Then there are the Resident Evil Cloud versions coming out, at least some of them, one of them coming out October 28th. I also do not have much experience with the Resident Evil series. I've only played some of 4 on the Wii a long while ago, and I might have tried out the first game in a remake-y type thing. But other than that, I have not played much, and I do want to give them another go. But this is not how I want to play them, and that's for sure, because Cloud, I don't think it's gonna work very well. I can't remember all the things that have gone to, have had Cloud versions on the Switch. There's been a few, I think. I think there's been Kingdom Hearts, and I think there's been something else. But from what I remember with the Kingdom Hearts stuff, that was bad. Like, there was a lot of problems. And I really don't see this going very smoothly, to be honest. And for future-ness, it's just going to become a paperweight. Capcom is not going to host those servers forever. I don't know how they are with hosting servers in general, so I don't know if they'll be nice about it and keep it up for a long while or not. But, I mean, technically carts and discs and stuff will eventually not work anymore as well. But it feels worse when somebody else is deliberately pulling the plug than like, oh, geez, matter decays, I guess. Nature. Regardless, I'm interested in the series, but not in these versions. No. Then there's a Switch port for Sifu coming out November 8th. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but not much more other than it's good. So it was nice to actually see some actual gameplay. I don't remember. I think it's on Sony systems and Xbox systems already, so again, nice to see it coming to other platforms to make it more available. From what the impressions I got was that it looks like it's a roguey-like thing with you die and you age up, but you get new abilities. I kind of like that concept. I do like roguelikes in general anyway. I don't know if I'll try it on Switch or not, but I really need to try it out already. Then we get Radiant Silvergun, which I believe is already out. Classic shmup. I have been wanting to check this out, but I think it's only on Saturn, the Sega Saturn, and Xbox Live, but I don't have any Xbox systems hooked up right now, so don't good luck getting that Saturn version. Don't know how much it is on Switch, but I'm definitely curious to check it out. And then we have Tales of Symphonia Revisited, Remastered. It said Remastered. Whatever. Coming out early 2023. Tales of Symphonia on other consoles. I think it's probably just going to be the PC port. Ported of the PC version, which I think is a port of the PS3 one. I don't know. I do find it kind of strange that this doesn't include the Symphonia sequel, which I don't remember the name of. I know it's not very popular. I don't know. It seems kind of strange, especially since the PS3 version of Tales of Symphonia has that sequel. I already have that, so I'm not going to go out of my way to get the Switch version. But hey, yay! Portable! Is this the first time it's portable? Unless you play Tales of Symphonia on a Steam Deck or something like that. I think it is. So yeah, it's neat. Then we have Romancing Saga Minstrel Song Remastered, coming out December 1. This was only a small snippet of the Direct. Like, they didn't really touch on it that much. They touched on it much more in the Japanese Direct, actually, which I will talk about in a little bit as well. But in any case, I have been really interested in the Saga series for a while now. It just seems to have interesting mechanics with how things get leveled up and whatnot, and I've heard a lot of good things about them. And then also a lot of games in that series have gotten like more modern ports instead of being stuck on much older systems. So I don't remember what this one originally came out for. Might have been PS2 or something like that. From what I could tell in at least the Japanese Direct, it looks like there might be a fast forward option so you can run around faster, but other than that, I don't really know what has been changed from the older one to this, but I still want to check it out. I believe I saw a review of this one pretty recently, like an in-depth one, and they really, really liked it, and I was interested. So I am interested in this. Very much so, especially if it gets a physical version. Even if it's PAL or Asian English, I'm fine with that. And then up next is Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe, coming out February 24th, 2023. Kirby! I really need to play more Kirby games, but I really like the ones I've played for the most part. I'm not really sure about Kirby's Epic Yarn, honestly. I might give it another go, though, but regardless, Kirby's so cute, platformery type stuff. Easy enough for me who's not really good with platformers. And this particular one is also really great to get as a remaster or whatever, because the original version on the Wii is, it's not outrageously expensive last time I checked, but it was much more on the expensive side, which is always annoying. So hey, easier access for me. Probably not something I'll get right away, but I'm really excited for that. I need to play that new Kirby game too. And then the last thing, at least for the North American Nintendo Direct, is Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, coming out May 12th, 2023. I'm very surprised that this actually got a concrete date. So this was the Breath of the Wild 2, now it has a proper name, and I don't know if this is the first time we've gotten a look at some actual gameplay. It's definitely new footage, but I like all the... There seems to be more verticality with some, like, floating islands, and there's definitely some new powers and stuff. It's not a whole lot that they showed, but I'm like, ooh, I'm really, really excited. I really loved Breath of the Wild, so this one I'm more likely to get at launch or around launch, because looks good. Very, very excited. I'm sure a lot of people are as well, so I'm not alone with that. So with the directs, I always check out the Japanese direct as well, if there is one, which there usually is at the same time. Why do I do this? It's because I like checking out what they don't have in the North American one. Like, sometimes I've noticed that things have been announced in Japan, but not for North America, and I get kind of curious about what doesn't get mentioned. In this case, most of the stuff that was not in, or at least most of the stuff that I was interested in that was in the Japanese Direct, but not in North America, was stuff that was coming out to North America. But I think maybe somebody was like, the North American Direct has way too many Square Enix games. We can't put any more Square Enix games in. But Japan is fine, but none more in North America. And I think as well they probably said the same thing with farming sim games, because there are more Square Enix games talked about in the Nintendo Direct Japan. Hopefully I'll go through this a little more quickly, because again, a lot of this has been announced already in North America anyway. It's just they didn't want to touch on it again. However, there are some games that are not mentioned, and I'll go over those. So, I mentioned before, they had more talk and footage over the Saga Minstrel Song Remastered game. They showed some Dialfield Chronicle footage. I don't know if it's been shown or not. Like, I don't know if it's unique footage or not, but I don't know much of the Dialfield Chronicle. It looks like a pretty complicated strategy game, but I'm curious to see how it is. Another thing that I want to mention as well is that these are, like, from what I remember, the release dates for a lot of the, particularly Square Enix games, they're the same date for Japan and North America, and I think that's really cool. I don't know about Europe, so sorry Europeans, I don't know release dates over there, but I think that's really cool about the simultaneously release type dates. It's just a long way from, oh yeah, that game in Japan, I wonder if it'll come out, and then like years later it might, or it just never ever will. So it's just really nice. Modern day localization stuff is so much better than it used to be, so I'm really happy about that. Anyway, so the first game that was not announced for North America and will not be coming out for North America, I'm pretty confident in that, is Sumiko Gurashi Minna de Rizumu Party. So Sumiko Gurashi, I don't know what it is other than a group of cute little character things. This is a collection of mini games from what I can tell. And so, yeah, this is not coming to the States. There's already quite a few, I want to say like 3 or 4 other Sumiko Gurashi games out in Japan already, and I think a lot of them are mini game collections still, so it must be big over there, but I don't know anything about it. I still kind of want to try the games out though, regardless, because they're cute. And then they showed Doraemon's Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom. That's not the Japanese name, but that's the English name, which is coming out in November 5th for North America. It's another Story of Seasons game, aka basically Harvest Moon. So, yeah, but with Doraemon, farming and stuff. So again, my jam. This is actually the second Story Seasons Doraemon game, and I really need to play them. No physical North America from the looks of it, but PlayAsia does have English copies of, like, Asian English copies, or Asian copies that have English. So I really need to pick those up already because there's so many things I need to pick up already. But I'm like, there's so many games. This particular entry seems to be more fantasy based. I think they're in a fantasy world. Other than that, I just go, ooh, farming, and it looks fun, and ooh. I don't have too much funness for Doraemon, but I don't have anti-funness for it either. I just haven't had much exposure to it, so I don't know. It'd be nice to get a glimpse of that series. I don't know how to say that. And then they showed off some footage for Tactics Ogre Reborn, which is coming out November 11th in North America. So, yeah, probably they just didn't want to show more Square Enix games. I'm probably not going to be playing this anytime soon because strategy RPG, and I think it's on the more difficult side. But I know my husband is going crazy. He loves like the Final Fantasy tactic type things, and I know Tactics Ogre is not Final Fantasy Tactics or whatever, but it's similar. And he's gonna go crazy over that. I don't know if he played Tactics Ogre before. We do have the PSP version at least. He's really excited for that at least, so I will at least get some insight and look over his shoulder or whatever and see how that is. The next game, I don't know if it's a new announcement or not. I think it is, based off of researching online, but it definitely was not announced for North America. And that is Elements with Emotions, which is another Square Enix game, funny enough. But this one is, seems to be heavily visual novel with some, it seemed like there were some RPG elements, and it seemed like there might have been some sort of deduction type things. I looked up a little bit from Noisy Pixels article or whatever. It mentioned that it's a friendship bonding simulation adventure, so that's kind of visual novel. Apparently, it has 45 roots and 90 endings, and it seems about the world is ending. Now, from what I read, it seemed like some of the characters will be DLC, so I'm not really sure how that's gonna all work and whatnot. I am curious about it. I have absolutely no idea how likely this will be to be localized into English or not, though. So I'll just have to keep a note on it? I don't know. And the next up was Ace Angler Fishing Spirits. This one is coming out to North America, I believe digital only, on October 28th. It's just an arcadey fishy type game. I believe it's based off of an arcade game. It looks silly, it looks fun, and I love the look of it. There's another game in this series before this, which I haven't played, and I still really want to play. No physical in North America, probably, but the first game does have an Asian physical release, and this one also looks like it is getting a physical Asian release with a little fishing controller with a Switch, which is really cool. The next game, I'm not 100% sure on the translation of the title. I had to go based off of what I'm pretty sure is the same game on PlayAsia. That is Witch on the Holy Night. Looks like is a Type Moon visual novel, which you don't know. They're the people that made the Fate Stay Night series. Is it Fate Stay series? I don't know. That series. I really need to read that too. It does look kind of cool. I don't know too much about the actual story. No idea if it'll get released in North America, but PlayAsia seems to have a version with English in it, so I think it was actually a Japanese version with English. So if that's the case, I might pick that up depending on how it is. I have no idea if this is a new game or if it's a port of an older game, so that's something I'll have to look into. And then the final thing I have to mention here is Dragon Quest Treasures, coming out December 9th in North America. Again, probably they're like, there's too many Square Enix games in this direct. Please, let's not do too many. I'm really excited for this. It kind of looks like a Dragon Warrior Monsters type game. It looks fun. I really like how Dragon Quest games look. I don't know. I'm really excited for that. I don't know if I'll get it at launch or not. I'm debating about it, but it's definitely something I'm really looking forward to. And that's everything. Oh my god, I've been recording forever. Oh, my voice is dying. But anyway, I really like this direct. Just a lot of cool stuff shown. I really like just how much farming, life simmy type stuff there was. I know that's not everybody's jam, but it really is mine. But yeah, so let me know, what were your general thoughts over the direct? Did you like it? Did you not? Do you have any particular games that you're really hyped for from there? any other thoughts, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in another video. Bye!